And we're rolling. Hello. I started watching Lost for the first time. I wouldn't usually make this kind of video, but I like the show a lot, and I'm also just running out of video ideas. Lost is a TV show about the survivors of a commercial airplane crash landing on a deserted island. Currently, I'm about halfway through season 4, but this video will only cover my thoughts for the first 3. After I finish the show, I plan to make a follow-up video for seasons 4 to 6. So, spoiler warning. I highly recommend that you watch the show before coming here. I will leave chapters in the video if you want to see my thoughts on specific seasons. Starting off with season 1, I respect both parts of the pilot for establishing some good mystery while also giving us an idea of some of the characters. Honestly though, it is a pretty jarring difference between the pilot and the rest of the show. Not just the story, since the job of a pilot is to invest new viewers, but you can tell J.J. Abrams stopped directing the show. Season 1 follows the survivors, surviving, I guess, on the beach and in the jungle. Each episode is centralized around a character and often flashes back to scenes of their past. This gives us 2 storylines to follow per episode, and it manages to work pretty well, actually. I rate season 1 and overall 8 out of 10. It can be cheesy, and there are the occasional plot holes, and I really wish the monster was at least mentioned more, but there is enough, good mystery and good characters and just good story to go around. Speaking of mystery, I really have to applaud The Hatch. It's something that Locke and Boone work on uncovering all season, and blowing it open was a fantastic way to end the season. The hints and eventual confirmation of other people being on the island also pays off really well, especially since they kidnapped Walt. My favorite character at the end of season 1 was Locke, though Hurley is a close second, and my favorite episode was probably a 3-way tie between all parts of the season finale. Season 2 is my favorite season of the show. It opens with some random guy doing his morning routine, only to reveal that he is actually inside the hatch. Furthermore, the Swan Station and the Dharma Initiative as a whole is really cool, and the tension the button creates lasts throughout the entire season, since it is a clear and constant threat. But is it? Because we don't know what the button does if the code isn't entered, which is why season 2 is really, really good, and it's brilliant. The new characters from the Tales section of the plane are a lot less friendly, but they're still very interesting, and I was actually pretty sad to see Echo die in Season 3. I also really have to praise the Season 2 finale as well, since we get a backstory to Desmond, and we get to see what happens when the button isn't pressed. This season gets a 9.8 out of 10. The only thing off the top of my head I didn't like was the monster. They revealed it to just be some black smoke, and then they backpedaled and said it looks different to everyone, which was kind of disappointing. Still, I absolutely love Season 2, and I even recreated the Swan as a Minecraft base. My favorite character from Season 2 was probably Sawyer, and my favorite episode was a tie between both the finales. Though, episode 17 was really good. Season 3 is the weakest of the first 3 in my opinion. Not that it wasn't good, but it definitely didn't surpass Season 2. I like Jack's storyline at the first half of the season, and I like everything that went down at the beach, but everything else was just okay. Except for Ben's backstory, since we finally learned what happened to the Dharma Initiative. As usual, the best part of the season was the finale. It was really sad to see Charlie die, and I liked how there was a flash forward in Jack's life instead of a flashback. I don't really have anything else to say about this season, which kinda sums it up, honestly. This season is a 7 out of 10. Still good, but a lot left to be desired for me. Especially after season 2. My favorite character was a tie between Desmond and Hurley, and my favorite episode was another tie between the finale episodes. So, there you have it. Lost. Overall, I give it an 8.5, and I'm definitely going to finish the show. And so far, I think Season 4 is pretty good. Probably on par with Season 1, but I'll talk about that. I'll be talking about that in the future. See ya.